Today, we also have the opportunity to celebrate a very special holiday today. It's Mahavir Jayanti, which is the day that Bhagwan Mahavir, one of the great sages, saints of the Jain tradition, took birth on earth. But whenever we celebrate these holidays, Puja Swamiji always reminds us that the celebration is not merely about history. It's not just about on this day, this being took birth, or on this day, this happened. It's always about how can we take the message, take the meaning of the holiday, to give ourselves a holy day, to actually inspire ourselves, to change our lives. So Bhagwan Mahavir gave us the great vision and commitment and emphasis of ahimsa, or non-violence. This was the core teaching that he gave. And when we think about non-violence, when we think about ahimsa, it's not just the absence of killing people with bombs or guns or missiles or knives or poison. Non-violence is in every word we speak, every action we perform, every minute and every moment of our life. How are we living? How are we speaking in a way that has a ripple impact on all of those across the world? Here on the banks of Mother Ganga, Puja Swamiji reminds us every evening about the importance of taking care of the waters of Mother Ganga, taking care of the tributaries that flow into Mother Ganga. Not just because Ganga is holy, but because this water is the life of more than 500 million people who depend on this water for their very lives, for the people who depend on this very water for their livelihoods. He reminds us and encourages us to plant trees, not just because trees are beautiful, but because trees give the water that our sisters and brothers across the world today and in the future need. Because trees offset global warming. Because trees give oxygen. So all of that, which we are encouraged and reminded and urged to do by our saints, by our gurus, this is all under the umbrella of nonviolence. Because when we know that our sisters and brothers of every race, of every religion, of every color, of every culture, of every species are suffering and dying due to lack of clean water, due to global warming, due to the environmental destruction, for us to stand by and do nothing is violence. Lord Mahavir gave 5 principles, the 5 main principles to live by, which are ahimsa, non-violence, satya, truthfulness, asteya, non-stealing, apigraha, which is non-hoarding, and brahmacharya, which is integrity and restraint in our sensual pleasures and our sexual relations. And I mention all 5 because if you study yoga, what you know is that these 5 are the same as what sage Patanjali gave us as yam and niyam. So it's not about religion. It's about living with righteousness. It's about living as a human regardless of what religion we follow, regardless of what name or form we use for the divine, or no name or no form. If we can abide by these 5 principles, whether because Lord Mahavir gave them to us, whether because sage Patanjali emphasized them as the way of yoga, whether simply because we are committed to righteous living, if we can abide by these, the problems that face the world today, from terrorism and war, to water shortages, to hunger, to poverty, to environmental destruction, every single one of them would be taken care of. And so on this beautiful day, it's a wonderful opportunity to re-remind ourselves what Puja Swamiji emphasizes each evening, that when we worship the Creator, when we love the divine Creator, it is our responsibility to protect and to preserve the divine creation in all forms, in all ways, in all species, and with whatever time, talent, technology, energy, and experience we have. Mahatma Gandhiji reminded us that there's always enough for everyone's need and never enough for anyone's greed. So on this beautiful day, blessed to be on the banks of Mother Ganga, let us remember and pledge and commit ourselves to take these 5 principles into our lives, such that every minute and every moment of our life can be a divine yagna, can be a divine arti, can be connected to the Creator and the creation.